Hi, welcome to this quick demonstration of PDF output. So PDF output is a tool which will help us produce PDF files on automation from a Notion database. Today we are going to see how we can create invoices from a Notion database utilizing PDF output and this database that we have on the screen. So as you can see, I have created an invoices dashboard which has four different databases that are connected to each other. We have invoices database, we have the line items. So this explains like every invoice which have the corresponding line item entries. We have a client database which is connected to the invoices. And then we also have projects which are also connected to every invoice. So this invoice database is the primary database which is connected to client. It is also connected to the line items database which has all the details, and it is also connected to projects. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a PDF file one by one, completely on automation, directly within the Notion database. For this, we just simply need to sign into PDF output. So let's quickly sign in. And once we sign in, we'll be able to add a database right over here. So as you log in, it will first of all ask you to create an automation setup. So let me quickly delete the previous automation which I had created beforehand, and let me showcase the actual automation which we'll be creating today, and we'll be understanding how to create the PDF files out of this. So let us wait for a few seconds as it is going to delete. So now the automation is deleted, and I will show you the exact automation setup which we need to follow to create a PDF file. Okay. So, so on your screen, you will be able to see these options. So first of all, you need to click on new automation, and this will ask you to connect to a Notion database. Okay. So click on connect Notion, and this will take you to the setup screen where you will be able to add all the databases that you're going to need for the demonstration. Make sure you're under the correct account, click on select pages, and simply copy the database title which you have. So on my end, I have this invoices dashboard PDF output. I'll copy this and I will put it inside the search pages field. Okay. As I do that, it will automatically showcase me all the corresponding databases that are by that name. I had already added this particular database, so this is why you can see it is saying already added. In your case, you can simply click on the corresponding elements, it will automatically add the database. Okay. Once the database is added, scroll down and click on allow access. This will give access to the database which we will be able to use in the automation setup and create the PDF files. Okay. So after this, the very first step is we need to add a template file. So we need to connect an invoice template which we're going to use for this setup and generate the PDF file. Okay. For this demonstration, I already have this invoice template that is already showing up over here. If you want to use your own template, you can go with a Google Doc, you can upload a Word file, you can even upload a PDF file, and you can even add a Notion database which has the Notion page. Okay. So with the first option, if you have an invoice template set up inside a Notion page, so like let's say you have this invoice template which I have over here, and you want to generate the PDF directly within the Notion page itself, you can use the first option. Okay. But for this demonstration, I will just go with the Google document which I've already created in the form of a template over here. So I will just select this invoice and I'll click on continue. As I do that, it will automatically create me a template inside my Google account in the form of a Google Doc where the template will be added automatically. And then I can utilize this document to generate the PDF file. So it is now loading up the invoice document, which is already present over here. Okay. On the right side, I will be able to see all the databases that I have connected from my Notion database. So if you click on the drop down, you should be able to see all the databases. If anything is not coming up, simply click on reload database once. It will automatically populate all the databases for you, which you would have added in your setup. Okay. So it is quickly reloading all the databases for me, and then what I will do is I will simply utilize this db underscore invoices database which has all the information for me, and I will start generating the PDF file. Okay. So let me search for invoices over here, so I can find db underscore invoices. If I click on this, it starts to load all the database properties, which also includes the properties from line items, the client details, and the projects as well. Okay. So every element will be loaded up for you, so you can see everything is getting loaded up, and all the elements are visible over here which we'll be utilizing to map to the PDF file. Okay. So what we can do next is we can add one element to this particular document. So we have invoice number. So if I search for invoice number, I will be able to see the property that comes up over here. Okay. So I have the invoice number field, so I can just click on copy. This will copy the invoice number value. I will remove this placeholder from here and I will just paste it. Okay. So simply use Control V or Command V on a keyboard to paste the property document onto the property template onto the document. Okay. So I will next go with the date. So let me select the issue date, So I will quickly copy and I will paste it. Okay. So you likewise you can fill in all the details that you want. Okay, I'm just going to add the due date over here, which we have. So let me copy the due date and let me put it inside this due date field. And I'm also going to add the information for this line items. Okay, this is very important for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fetch the description. Notice it is showing me the line items database. Okay, so I'm going to fetch the description from this particular database corresponding to that particular invoice which has been mapped. So I will just simply copy this description from here and I will put it over here. Then I need to have the hours. Okay, so I will just fetch the hours. So I have the hours under the line items database. You can utilize the database which is connected directly, or else you can roll up these values to the main database and you can also put that property as well. Okay, I'll just put the rate over here. And finally we need a total value. Okay, so I just need a total value from here. So what I can do is I will just need the amount field from the line items. Okay, so if I search for the amount, I should be able to find the amount. Okay, so I'll just copy the amount field from the line items. Notice I have utilized this line items database, and from that database I'm fetching all the properties. If you could have if you want, you can just roll up these properties onto the main database like the invoices database, and instead you can use this roll up values as well. Okay, so we have the description being rolled up. Okay, we have the subtotal and all the other fields which are rolled up over here. You can start utilizing those fields as well. So we have all the fields available. So both ways it can work. And let me just map the subtotal amount as well. So I just copy the subtotal from here and I will put it right over here. Then I have discount. So I'm just going to place all the properties one by one, and then finally we'll be ready to generate the PDF file. Okay. We have the total amount, which is the last amount. So I'm just going to place it. Okay. And this discount will be in terms of percentage. So I don't need to add a dollar sign over here. And then I just need to have the instructions. So I'll copy this. I'll paste it over here. This is how you can add all the placeholder elements onto the document one by one. Obviously you could have added client name, client address. I'm just not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it. Okay, and now let's click on preview output. So once I click on preview, what it will do is it will start to fetch all these placeholders that I have added to the document from the corresponding databases, and it is going to populate all those values right over here inside this document. Okay, so it is going to fetch all the values one by one from these databases that I have connected, and it is going to generate a PDF file. Now it will generate a PDF file for the last added invoice when we click on preview. So currently it is processing that particular document. You can see it is under the processing state, and this is showing under the generate PDF property. Okay, so generate PDF property showcases which invoices or which documents are getting processed, and once it is processed, that document will populate in the PDF file section over here. Okay, so currently it is under the processing state, and thus it will generate the PDF file right under the PDF file column. If you want, you can obviously change the name of these columns and which the settings of which are already there inside PDF output, and it can be configured from there. Okay, so it is going to generate this second document. I'm just waiting for the output, and now you can see it has already created me the particular document. Okay, so you can see everything is in place: the invoice number, invoice date, the due date. Okay, we didn't map the client name and client address, that's why it's not coming up. But this part you can see all the description and field. These are the line item entries. Okay, it got automatically populated, for which it fetched the value. So we can see we have graphic design and forex trading, so which is being fetched from this database, and all the corresponding values of that particular element is also getting pulled into the document over here. Okay, so everything looks clean, and this is how the preview has come out to be. If you are not happy and not satisfied with this preview, you can obviously go back. You can create another mapping, and you can again generate the file. But if you are all okay, you can just click on setup automation, and this will create an active automation which will help you generate the PDF file directly inside the Notion database. There are few settings which you can obviously take help of. If you want to add a button to create PDF file, you can do that, for which you can copy paste few URLs into the button properties, and it will allow you to generate a PDF file as well. This feature is available to pro plan users who are under the paid plan. So I'm not going to explain this right away. If you have requirement for this, you can obviously reach out to me. I will help you build this automation directly inside the database. Okay, but now let's go back, and few other additional settings which I want to discuss before we head over to the database. You have all these options of, if you want to save the PDF file onto a Google Drive, you can choose that. You can define how we want to name the PDF file. Okay, so it was selected with invoice number. That's why the PDF file that is generated inside the database. So if you go back to the database, we have the PDF file created over here. Okay, so it got created by the invoice number that we had. You even have an option like of choosing if you want to override the existing files or not. So all these field options are available, which you can go through. Okay, so if I go back to the home screen, I will be able to see an active automation which is under the active status. And now if I go back to the invoices dashboard and if I click on this, I have a lot of options available. I just need to click on ready to generate. Okay, so it will automatically process this document and it will automatically create the document right under the PDF file column. Okay, but this will only happen when we have the automation active, that is when we have clicked on setup automation. So make sure when you are like seeing a preview of an output, you definitely click on setup automation button so that it creates an active automation for you inside the dashboard, and then you will be able to generate the PDF file right within the Notion database. Okay, so we will just need to wait a few more seconds as it is going to process this file and it will convert and save it in the PDF file column. Okay, so this automation is helpful to create any form of document which you are generating on a repetitive basis. Invoices is one such example. And if you want to reach out to me with any help, okay, you can just scroll down. There is an option of contact. So you can just click on contact and you can send me a message right away. I'll be able to assist you with any queries which you might be having. Or you have this chat widget at the bottom. You can click on this and you can send me a message. I'll be able to reply to your chat window with whatever issues which you might be having. Okay, so there are a lot of templates available and I'll be adding more templates in the due course of time, which you can definitely check out and you can start generating the PDF file out of this. And meanwhile, if you see, it is under the processing status automatically, and soon we'll be able to see a PDF file come up over here. So through this automation setup, once the automation is set up, you can keep on adding more and more records inside the database, and you can directly generate the PDF file within the database itself. You do not need to go back to PDF output ever again to create any PDF. It will all happen within the database. So now this has been completed. If I click on this, it will open up the invoice, and you can see it is invoice number 1. Okay, and all the details are corresponding to the first invoice which has been added up over here. Okay, so this is how beautiful and this is how easy it is to generate PDF directly from PDF output with the help of a Notion database. And I hope this demonstration is clear and helpful to you. I would love to hear a feedback on how you found it useful, and I would like to know more about your setup. Thank you for watching this video. Have a great day. Bye bye.